The Barefoot Lawyer Reports on China invites you to check out the Center for Human Rights website at humanrights.catholic.edu. There you can find our latest episodes, articles about human rights in China, important events, and information about our annual essay contest for students. Go to humanrights.catholic.edu. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Barefoot Lawyer Reports on China. My name is Will Dethridge, the producer. Joining me, as always, is Chen Guangcheng.
Hello, Will. Hello, everyone. Happy New Year, everyone.
Yeah, Happy New Year. And a lot sure has happened over the Christmas season and the holidays.
Yeah.
Particularly regarding United States international relations. So, Guangcheng, what are we going to talk about today?
Yeah, today we can talk about Maduro, right? The U.S. cut Maduro.
From Venezuela, yeah?
Yeah, from Venezuela. I think that is very good, that proves the U.S. military is very strong. After the U.S. did this, a lot of Chinese people share their ideas online. And of course, the CCP used their propaganda to try to inflame the hatred towards the U.S.
Okay.
Yeah, the CCP said, today the U.S. captured Maduro. Tomorrow, they can do it to any country's leader. But Chinese people said, okay, if you are afraid of the U.S. capturing dictators and you are thinking maybe you are next, that means you are dictators too.
So, Guangcheng, can you explain, why does the Communist Party not like what the U.S. did in Venezuela?
Of course, the CCP is the biggest dictatorship in the whole world. And the CCP always stand with dictators. And they never think to stand with democratic nations.
Right.
Yeah. The CCP understand if they make China become a democratic country, they will lose the power. So the CCP just think how to continue to control the power. They never think to make the country better and better.
Right.
They never think to give rights back to Chinese people. And since 1990s, the CCP always try to inflame hatred the U.S. And this time, too, the CCP said, oh, the U.S. got Maduro just because they want to get the oil. But I remember in the 1990s, the CCP used that same explanation about why the U.S. went to war against Saddam Hussein. But a lot of Chinese people responded to that you should know the United States have a lot of oil under the ground. So they don't need Venezuela's oil.
Right.
And you should know after Maduro rigged the election, the CCP got access to a huge percentage of Venezuela's oil.
Right.
Yeah, so you can see a lot of Chinese people, they understand the situation. They never believe the CCP's mouthpiece.
Right.
And of course, a lot of Chinese people online said, when will the U.S. stand up to help us like Venezuela?
Nice.
So that is so good. But in the Western countries, a lot of media, they just criticize the U.S. to do this in Venezuela, right? But in mainland China, a lot of people support the U.S. to do that. They hope the U.S. to do more like this, not just the small dictators. The U.S. should think how to get the biggest dictators out of power.
So you mentioned that China was very dependent on Venezuela for its oil, right?
Yeah.
So do you think that there'll be long-term consequences on the CCP and China's economy because of this?
Of course, I think that will become a big influence. Maybe the CCP have to think how to get more oil from Russia or from the Middle East.
Gotcha.
But Iran have the problem too.
Right.
Since 2 weeks ago, the Aryan people went into the street to protest to change the regime. This started in the beginning of January. So now a lot of people ask the U.S. to help the people in Iran.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And if Iran's regime is torn down by the people, I think the CCP cannot keep getting the oil from Iran too.
Gotcha. Interesting.
So yeah, usually the Chinese people should be worried they don't have the oil to use.
Right.
But now they still hope the Western countries join hands with the US to tear down Iran regime.
Right. Yeah.
And next step, help them to tear down CCP.
Yeah. No, that'd be great.
Yeah, you can see a lot of Chinese people, they are weak.
Yeah. Well, Guangcheng, thank you so much for shedding light on how these international crises in Venezuela and Iran impact communist China. And it's good to hear that the Chinese people themselves are, like you say, awake and supportive of the U.S. intervening there too. So we'll continue covering this, and we invite our listeners to go to humanrights.catholic.edu to check out our other episodes of the Barefoot Lawyer Reports on China, as well as on our social media, Facebook, Instagram, and hopefully, Guangcheng, this will be a good year for human rights in China, right?
Yes, I hope that after this year, there will be no dictators, no authoritarian in the whole world.
Thank you, Guangcheng.
Thank you, Will. Thank you, everyone.
The Catholic University of America's Center for Human Rights has published a documentary on the United Nations Universal Declaration on Human Rights. The documentary features world-class human rights experts, from former State Department officials to ambassadors and human rights activists. It can be found on our website at humanrights.catholic.edu.